How to make a good design portfolio. Hello everyone. If you are looking for cues that will help you to make a good design portfolio, we think this might really help. Stay tuned and find out for yourself. Let's begin from the beginning. To start with, let us first try and know what is a portfolio. The word folio means papers from a big book, and the word port means something you can carry. So, simply put, the word portfolio means a portable document, folder, file, samples of work you can carry to showcase your creative skills to an audience or an expert panel. While you prepare your creative work, there are things you must consider both at the graduate and postgraduate level. Planning for both requires some common and some different approaches. The bottom line, of course, is you must express your creative potential through your work. We will look at all that, but let us first consider the possible questions you have in your mind right now. What kind of work could come in your portfolio? How to get ideas and inspiration? What will add more value to your work? How to know if you are on track or not? What should be the format? How much is too much? And how to compile your work? Let us look at the first question. What kind of work could come in your portfolio? To answer that question, we will share with you a list of contents you could possibly consider before beginning your work. Let's look at the possible options. Live sketches. Live sketches include your quick hand-drawn doodling, raw sketches capturing or recording an ongoing activity or mood. These can include quick human illustrations, street views, or even landscapes in different mediums. Still life. Still life is an arrangement of everyday objects and things in a composition, done with pen or pencil. The details include shading and rendering of materials. Doodling. Doodling is a freehand drawing you like to do when you get a pencil or a pen in your hand. It quite displays your creative and psychological thinking. Perspective drawing. Perspective drawing is the way objects, things, buildings, or streets appear as we see them. It includes a 1-point, 2-point, or a 3-point perspective typically. Portraits. That I think is quite easy to guess. Yes, that's right, a painting, drawing, photograph, especially of a face. Fashion illustrations and styling. Fashion illustration is communicating fashion ideas in a visual form. It could be a dress, accessories, hairstyle, or makeup. Styling is more about taking pictures or even quick sketches done to show dressing styles for different occasions. Graffiti, posters, logos, tattoos, stamps, book covers, and signages. They can be hand drawn or done using a software. Posters are ideal for visually communicating a theme, like the thematic reflective presentation, which might sound a little confusing to you. Not anymore. Paintings. Paintings could be done in any medium of your choice. You can go really experimental here. Again, a good choice for theme based work. Landscape and nature drawing. That I think is quite easy to understand. Let's move on. Animated characters, probably a real favorite of many. It's easy and you can do so much as you wish. In pencil or refined on a software, both will just rock. Storyboard. This is easy to understand and again a good option for theme-based open-ended tasks like the thematic reflective presentation. Photography. From object to landscape and everything in between you enjoy capturing in the lens. 3D modeling and craft work. If you enjoy working with materials, this is yours. Try terracotta, clay, cardboard, wire, wood, maybe paper and anything else you like. If you have not tried this, try out now. It could really engage you creatively. School, college, art, craft, or science models. It is really important that you don't forget your creative past. After all, school was the first place where you discovered your creative instincts. So, add all that you can, which shows your skills. Collaborative work. Art, craft, models, posters, charts, and events you participated in as a part of a team must be included. 3D modeling and craft work. If you enjoy working with materials, this is yours. Try terracotta, clay, cardboard, wire, wood, maybe paper, and anything else you like. If you have not tried this, try out now. It could really engage you creatively. School, college, art, craft, or science models. It is really important that you don't forget your creative past. After all, school was the first place where you discovered your creative instincts. So, add all that you can, which shows your skills. Collaborative work. Art, craft, models, posters, charts, and events you participated in as a part of a team must be included. Work inspired from famous artists or designers. Great artists provide us great inspiration, and so, if you wish to pick up ideas from a famous artist's work, like Picasso, then go for it. However, you would require to acknowledge the source. While all other contents we have talked about till now can be included in bachelor's and master's portfolio, the ones we discuss now are specific to masters as they focus more on your creative skills as well as observation and analytical skills. Let's move. Case studies. Case studies could be a part of your professional work experience, and you studied, say, use of an app by a target group and changes needed in the interface. Likewise, it could also be designing clothing for a niche market, following a client research, or a new architectural material or structure explored as a concept idea, and many more such things. Design problem analysis and solutions. Again, could be a part of your professional experience or maybe not. You don't always need a permission to identify problems and needs in your home or in your community to come up with new and interesting ideas on paper. So go for it. We will answer this question in little more detail in the coming slides. Professional work. Keep your professional work if you have anything which relates to your domain. If not, keep a slide or a page briefly explaining something which you can connect with your domain. Say coding, for instance, or workshop skills in engineering, data analysis skills from a business management program. You obviously learned how to use data effectively for a purpose. Very useful in design, so ensure you include briefly. And all that you're proud of. If we have left something that you want to still try out, try out. Don't hesitate to put something which you want to speak about. After all, this is your portfolio, and you can choose the directions you want, but you must be ready to defend it in front of a panel. How to find ideas and inspiration? Oh, that's a tough one to answer. Just stay open minded, get back to nature, do what you enjoy doing most, and be yourself. That's a philosophical answer and definitely a confusing one. Though there is no one way to answer this, but let's try. How do you think the great artists got their inspiration? It just came to them. Well, not exactly. They were looking to be inspired from everything around them, and you can do just the same. You can get inspired from a painting per se. It could be the colors, maybe change the colors of the painting, or make a mosaic out of it, or try it on glass, or make a jigsaw puzzle painting. Or you can paint curtains inspired from the painting, maybe or maybe not. You can read a book and get inspired to make a poster, or redo the book cover, or make a portrait of your favorite characters from the book. Or on one rare morning, which definitely might not happen, you get up early and take a walk and find this different looking feather or a leaf or a flower or something. What do you do next? Draw it, paint it, observe and use its colors and make a print or a pattern. Or what if you like the feel of this road you went past and possibly can't wait to paint it out, or sketch it, or photograph it? What about a memorable vacation, which can be converted into an interesting storyboard or a poster? And wait, a childhood favorite cartoon character waiting for just you to be rediscovered and redesigned. That could be really fun. As we shared before, the master's portfolio requires much more relevant content, and it must showcase your creative skills and observation. The process you undertake to make your designs, posters, models, app interface is more important than the actual product. Here, this simple yet useful design cycle will help you understand why and how design is a logical, common sense, creative problem solving process. Stage 1 and 2 include empathize and define. This simply means identifying a problem or a need for a solution. There has to be a reason why you made something. The why and what must be clear in the beginning. Then comes ideate, which includes all your brainstorming, selecting final ideas and then rendering them. The other two stages, prototyping and testing, might not be possible if you have thought of an automobile, for example, or a new app, or even a concept seating. So we can leave it for now. Let's understand this with a few more examples. However, it is recommended that you should search for your own inspiration, which you know by now how to. Purposeful design starts with identifying problems, needs, and inspiration around us. For example, you could develop an app for tracking monthly expenditure for yourself and your family. While there are many such apps, this could be more customized to your needs. On the other hand, how about developing and sketching out ideas for a more comfortable chair for a member of your family or someone with special needs, or for your living room? Here, of course, you don't make it. Just sketch the ideas and render them. What about an all-in-one light, which can be put on your table, bedside, or even travel? You want to widen up a little more? How about tracking waste in your house and a zero waste house project? Not only you show your awareness towards environment, but you also give a solution at a ground zero level. You can do all kinds of waste material projects under this and of course develop apps. Moving on, what about a better website out of your experience of using one which needs a facelift or a better interface? Now let's look at some need-based projects. Probably a new startup business web page layout, or their office stationery, maybe their brand logo, panels, and advertising banners. And if you are not getting anyone ready to hire a talented designer like you, then it's their bad. Hey, make one for yourself. And also think about a makeover of an office space. New furniture, new interiors, new curtains, new lights, and whatever. And lastly, get inspired. Maybe try out new product ideas with most common materials but differently. And that is something for you to figure out. Get inspired from a designer's work or a fashion week, maybe, in terms of colors, patterns, prints, forms, or maybe just theme. So, like these or maybe different, once you get your ideas, follow them with ideation and make them if possible. If not, concepts can be rendered using softwares. It's wonderful to keep writing, sketching, and keeping a note of your ideas as they come to you. If you wish, maintain a small notebook which is easy to keep and carry. Put your ideas in when they come and later revisit them when you want. This way, you don't have to worry and think of inspiration when you sit and want to work on your content. What will add more value to your work? It almost goes without saying that you must keep your work original and not copy it from somewhere. Keep it simple and easy to understand, as design is not about complicating things but simplifying them. Don't mix too many ideas in one work, as it might be more difficult to explain. For the master's program, consider the design cycle. Stay relevant and definitely show your process of work in form of sketches, brainstorming, or pictures. How to know if you are on track or not? Set a plan for what you want to include at the beginning of your work and make changes as you go about it if needed. Work in a time frame and maybe complete 3 to 4 pieces of work every week, or at least a project in 15 to 20 days, all ready to go in your portfolio. Also, take timely feedback from an expert in the field, maybe an architect you know, or a designer, or an engineer, and of course, your school or college art teacher. A friend who is not competing in the same exam could give you a good advice, maybe. What should be the format? Maintain both hard copies and a digital format as a PDF. Both of them are important. You can also make a blog or a website or an Insta page suit for yourself. But since the total number of pages or size may be specified by the design school for you, an online portfolio might not be needed. You could provide them the link in case they wish to see more work. It is, however, not compulsory to have an online portfolio. How much is too much? Well, it's difficult to stop when your creative juices are really flowing, but yes, a compiled portfolio can be anything between 15 to 40 pages. This is inclusive of a cover letter and a statement of purpose. Let's see this closely. You could include 15 to 40 pictures or scan images of samples of work, meaning one picture on a page. Or alternatively, you can have 15 to 40 compiled slides of work, having 2 to 4 images of work per page. More than 4 images or pictures per page should be avoided. Of course, consider the file size if you are sharing it as a soft copy. How do you compile your work? Possibly follow this order or a similar pattern. For a graduate portfolio, start from the work which you like the most, followed by new skills, techniques, and material explored. For a master's portfolio, put domain specific work which is also what you like the most, followed by hobby work, skills, techniques you have recently explored. Let's see a possible combination. Again, this must not be followed exactly but could be kept as a guideline. For masters, the compiled portfolio may have 10 to 25 pages or slides of professional and relevant work, or 10 to 25 pages of case studies or product development done by you. What is a case study is already explained earlier. This, however, does not mean 25 case studies minded. A case study can be explained over 4 to 5 pages. Apart from this professional relevant work, the remaining portfolio may include 5 to 15 pages of hobby work, recent skills explored, exploratory work you enjoyed, doodling and raw sketches. Maintain relevance no matter what. For a bachelor's portfolio, 5 to 15 pages or slides of core area of interest or what you are good at, followed by work which you have learned with self-effort and persistence, followed by work done with trial and error but you enjoyed. Finally, support it with doodling, rough sketches, acknowledgements you have received. Just before we end, let us look at a few more questions you might still have in your mind. What if I don't understand the design process but still have enough good work to share for my master's program? So go for it. After all, this is your work and sometimes following your instincts is important. Just ensure it is relevant and purposeful to you and be ready to explain it well. Is it important to include CAD work like Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Illustrator, AutoCAD in your portfolio? No, of course not. Skills are skills, whether expressed on paper or on a software. If it bothers you, just try a couple of times and see if it works. Then decide for yourself. If I am really good at CAD, is it important to include handwork? Again, not really. You are free to show your skills the way you want. But yes, some handwork will add more variety to your portfolio, so maybe try. If I don't have relevant professional work which showcases my background in design, is it fine? Yes, it's fine. Because you have just started exploring this particular domain, so professional experience should not worry you. However, the work you will put in your portfolio must showcase the creative work you have anyways doing till now, in some form or the other. So put that and continue to use some ideas we have suggested you to add more relevant work. What if I don't draw well? Can still my portfolio be good? Your portfolio is a tool which will help showcase your creative skills to an audience. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to show what all you have done till now with the skills you have. In short, be yourself. Try to improve as much as possible, but that is not the same thing as making perfect sketches. You will learn to draw better anyways once you get to your favorite design school because it is the most common skill they teach, so no worries. When should I start compiling? The moment you reach 50 to 60 samples of work or 2 projects, you should start compiling. Maintain a folder in your laptop or on cloud and keep revisiting it. And just to finish, Consider the following things. Take good, clear pictures of your work as soon as it is finished. Snip and crop them. Organize them in a folder. Focus on completing at least two good pieces of work every week for your portfolio. Any work done in the past 2 3 years is important, so get it and document it. Review your work monthly and see what is left and what more needs to be done. Use the idea book well. We wish you all the best in your journey. Enjoy it. Thank you for watching. We hope this was useful to you. If you have any comments and questions, feel free to write to us. We will get back to you shortly with more ideas on how to make a good portfolio. Bye bye for now.